Welcome, everybody. It's Third Coast Airsoft. Hey, I got a special guest today. This guy right over here, Rich from Wolverine.
How's it going, Third Coast Nation?
So you guys just saw the intro to Gladius, which will be happening here in less than a week. We got tickets on sale for a few more days, but we definitely wanted to have a show today to talk to Rich, the official HPA engine of Third Coast Airsoft. So Wolverine, man. So what is around the corner for Wolverine, dude? What do you got out now that you're excited about?
So newest stuff. Thanks for having me on, by the way. This is how long have we been sponsoring Third Coast now for? Almost 10 years.
Oh yeah, it's been at least a decade. It's been at least a decade, Rich.
Yeah. So we've been around for a minute with Third Coast, and they always put on great events. We've been to a lot of them over the years. So looking forward to talking about the event more later. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Hearing what you have planned for it. But so this year for Wolverine, the focus was on rolling out 3 new technology blocks, basically. The new engine, the XTS, Inferno XTS, the Blink Bluetooth integrated control board for MTW, and then our we can call it a re-release. It's really a totally new version of the Quake recoil stock.
Oh, nice.
And so those we sort of had in development all of last year, and then the first half of this year was getting the technology blocks launched, and then we're in the process of rolling those out on different product lines, integrating them into our MTW platform in different ways. So that's sort of where if you've seen the XBR nomenclature,
yeah,
they come out like the tactical XBR, right? Tactical is the descriptor we've used for sort of the furniture, right? Tactical has the sort of the upgraded DLG furniture and usually a different rail, and that's sort of the tactical descriptor. And then the XBR is, we realized with all the new technology stuff, we needed to have a way to call out the different technology blocks. So X is XTS, B is Bluetooth, and then R is recoil.
Oh, wow.
So like this is the forged tactical XBR. So you have all the high-end furniture, and then you have the XTS engine, Bluetooth control, and then the Quake recoil stock on the back. So this is like all the bells and this is like you got everything in one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, wow, that's all in one, man.
Yes, awesome. This is everything out of the box, ready to go. So and then like we have the Tactical XB that we're just launching now. We just announced it yesterday, actually, the Forged Tactical XB, and that is going to have XTS and Bluetooth. It doesn't have the recoil stock. It just has the XTS and Bluetooth. So yes, some different features depending on your gameplay style, how you want to play. You can get it configured with different features from the factory.
Wow, man. Well, you definitely turned some heads with the recoil. A lot of guys were kind of shying away from the hose, and then you kind of took them off with an inline air stock, and it's like, hey guys, now he's got recoil, so there's no excuse. Yeah. The Forged series, man, one of the toughest builds ever. I've seen some guys do some pretty hard stuff. It's like, please God, let that be my spine and not my gun. And then they realize they're running one of your guns, and it's like, okay, I can be a little bit more rough and tumble with it. We had a guy at Iron Knife take a fall. He was probably moving at Mach 5 combat speed during the Tier 1, tripped, fell down, got up, kept shooting. And we were like, dude, what kind of gun is that? Oh, it's one of the Wolverine. We're like, okay, yeah, because I don't think anybody else was. That gun would have broken half had it been anybody else's.
Well, the Forged, you probably know this, but the Forged is actually made from the same forgings you actually make an AR or an M4 out of. Exactly the same raw materials. We just machine it differently for airsoft use instead of. It's compatible with lots of real steel, parts and stuff, just so you have all the customizability. But yeah, the recoil, it's our goal with that was not so much to it's actually trying to appeal to a slightly different customer base, if you will, because people that just wanted what we already had to offer with our HPA engines, we already were servicing them, and we did some stuff with the new XTS engine to try to improve on that a little bit, but the recoil was really trying to bridge the gap between like HPA and then gas blowback. It's not, it's not offering exactly what gas blowback does, but it's offering the tactile feel with a lot of the reliability and most of the performance from HPA. It's not, again, we tell people if all you care about is consistency and just ultimate gaming performance, you don't need the recoil for that. Like run one of our standard systems. But if you want most of the consistency and performance while having some fun with the recoil, then it's a really nice option.
Yeah, and so that's the hard part, right? Guys who are running GBBRs were like, I can't compete. I can't compete with guys who are HPA. I can't compete with guys who are AEG. They'll out-volume me in terms of BBs. And I'm like, hey guys, take a look at this thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, there's some recoil. And I'm getting some range out of it. I'm like, more so than AEG. You got to have a serious build on an AEG to get some kind of let's say comparative performance. And so now it's like, all right, you got me, Sal. Where's the hose? I'm like, it's in the stock, guys. Pay attention. You're like, oh, okay. So I think that gives them and they're not shooting a lot either. They're used to like the GBBR mags where 30 rounds, 35 rounds. So you are correct, sir. It is a different player base that's looking at these guns now going, all right, and then do I build a Mark 12 where I can shoot a little farther? So yeah, man, you're all over it in terms of who it's going to appeal to. Wow. And then I still love the shotgun, man. I tell you what, watching Dion and there's 2 or 3 other guys running them at Iron Knife, and then earlier in the year at Stonebreaker, it's like, guys, you hate on it because you don't have one. That's really what it's about, So watching people put that thing to work is really amazing.
That's been a fun one to get out, and we've obviously had some pushback from fields and event organizers. And there's some fields where it's not a good, just like any technology. There's going to be some fields it's not a good fit for, and that's fine. But we really did want to bring a different dimension to gameplay, and I definitely think we did that with the shotgun, with the Havoc engine in the Terran Tactical, and you're going to be seeing some more stuff from us on that, working on that technology. Again, we invested a lot of time and money over the past year and a half really to really roll out a lot of new technology. And then going forward, you're going to start seeing more and more applications of that technology, right? In different configurations, different offerings, stuff like this, where we have, you can order it now you can get it with the recoil stock, or you can just get the Bluetooth and new engine and different platforms and such that people can use for different applications. So that's going to be kind of more of the focus. We still have plenty of technology stuff in the works, but the focus over the next year or two is going to be more different platform, different options, different ways of presenting the technology to customers in different formats.
Okay. Big fan of the 308.
Yeah.
It's great when you see industry buy in to our classes, our weapon classes. We saw you jump in full bore with the shotgun. We saw some guys doing some mods to get a submachine gun build. 308 DMR, when everybody else was kind of shying away from weapon classes, you were all in. And the customer base was all in with you, especially when they come out to the events going, wow, I can custom build a platform based on my play style, and there's somebody out there in the industry that is willing to do it.
I was going to see whether I had a 308 here, but I don't have one on the wall with me. But Yeah, the 308, I'm super happy with that platform. It gives you all the performance that people are and durability that people are used to with the MTW platform, but it gives you it in a 308 form factor, so you can apply with different rule sets, run different different gear loadouts, different roles within the game. And really, really happy. Arguably, it might even be a little bit more durable because that receiver is chunky.
Yeah, it's a chunky monkey, but it's durable, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Saw a guy enter a building kind of quick, didn't realize he didn't get the angle right, so he kind of stopped. And I was like, he goes, "Oh, it's good. It's Wolverine." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was coming out of the building there at GTI. I was like, "Oh, he's all right." But again, man, superior builds, and the internals are proven. The technology you've taken that technology and made it super, super reliable. They know what they're getting.
And it's all about that out of the box performance thing, right? It gives them something that even if you're not an expert, you can just buy this and you can have something that's going to be competitive right out of the box.
Right.
Yeah, you can customize it later. You can do whatever you want, but it gives you something that if you want something that's going to make you competitive with anybody else on the field, it's going to be on par with very high end builds, just straight out of the box.
Stock gun modified shooter, as my friends out in West Texas used to say.
Yep.
I was like, spending good money on a build that out of the box shoots great. What more can you ask for?
Yep.
All right. So next weekend, we're going to be at the arena training facility. You're going to have Wolverine there. They're going to be rolling with the JTF, rolling with the players. This one's a little different. It's green.
Tell me about it. I'm interested to see what you got, because this is. I'm trying to remember this facility. It's like has a big shooting range on it, and it's a massive field, right?
So
did Centurion run an event there like a couple of years ago?
Oh yeah, that was. Okay. I think they've done 7 events there.
Okay, and, I was at one of those.
Yeah, and we had been working with them. We've been there almost every single one that they've done, and so for us to finally get a phone call from Arena and said, "Hey, we'd love to have you here," we jumped on the opportunity. The weekend, I was like, "All right, what weekends you got?" And they're like, "First weekend of October." And I went, "No, that's Starburst, can't do it."
Right.
And so the next one they gave us was November 7, 8, 9, and we said, "All right, let's do it." And it is a different type of AO in terms of 2,200 acres. It is huge.
Yeah.
And so to do it right, we went to the drawing board and said, okay, we've got to have a scenario that is going to allow players to have fights where the cool stuff is.
Yeah.
And so we came up with the idea of doing a battleground series where it's green and tan, east and west, working together against a staff-led OPFOR.
Oh, nice. Okay. So there's going to be like a series of different engagements staged at different times, or is it going to be more continuous play?
So this one, and that's a great question, because I've been getting a lot of guys who are like, I don't know if I want to get my tickets for this. I'm like, hey guys, the way it works, it's normal Third Coast force on force.
Okay.
It is 9 objectives on the field, battlefield domination, like always. But instead of green and tan shooting at each other, green and tan have to work together. And so we're going to vehicle enable it, because when you have that much, 2,200 acres, and you've got objectives all over the map. We wanted to surge vehicle support to west and east, and then get the staff to kit up and run with the players, because we know the OPFOR is going to call their hits because they're staff OPFOR. And it's a lot of the tier 1, the guys who would normally OPFOR for tier 1. We pulled them all together and said, okay, you 80 folks go over here and run under the direction of blank and blank, and 9 objectives. They'll have vehicles. They'll be vehicle supported.
So you're gonna have 80 OPFOR running,
at least.
Give or take. Okay.
And that was one of the questions I had last night. One of the guys was like, "Well, okay, we're kind of on the fence of buying tickets for the event. I want to run OPFOR." Like, hey, dude, you've never been to our events. How about you sign up for green or tan,
Yeah,
and you go up against our op 4
yeah,
because they understand that it's about player experience.
yeah.
Um,
Oh,
you know, and
I love running op 4. Like
yeah,
I really enjoy it because you do get to, I don't know, it's a different thing because you're not there, you're not there competing.
no,
You're there like, working towards making it a fun event for, for the people that you're engaging with.
right.
And yeah, just kind of trying to engineer the engagement and make it all work so that it's fun and competitive and the right amount of pushback. But
Yep.
yeah, I really enjoy running op 4.
That, and I think with 9 objectives, you're going to have both sides. Whereas East and West, it was awesome because when we were like in Milledgeville, we're at the old prison penitentiary. We
Mm-hmm.
put East and West against each other, and we went, you know what? There's going to be an awesome fight right here in this valley, or there's going to be an awesome fight right here at this hilltop. And then both sides, their strategy just completely ignored it.
Right.
And so where we thought there was going to be a cool, epic moment in airsoft didn't happen.
Yeah.
And so this time around, we were like, you know what? I got something for this. We're going to make the op 4. It's staff led. The op 4 knows there's going to be a fight here. They want to have a battle at this piece of key terrain.
Right.
Because East and West, I'm man, gifted amateurs, man. There's some dudes that are on the command groups over there that there's some active duty Army guys that can learn a lot from these guys. It's we're going to invite them into the trap, not make them fight for the beach. I'm like, I would not do that, but okay, let's see how it goes. And it goes remarkably well. But then the staff is like, dude, the big fight didn't happen where we wanted it to. I'm like, yeah, I know. So Gladius is going to give us a chance to make sure those epic moments happen where we want them to happen.
Sure.
And it gives us a chance to run shoulder to shoulder with players. So, you guys are coming, a chance to run with other Wolverine users and go, man, I got to run with Wolverine Airsoft. Yeah, huh? Yeah. And I think that'll be a big one because it's rare in the industry to actually have that contact point with the customers other than SHOT Show or Airsoft Con or BD Fest.
It's one of the things that we've always emphasized over the years is making it 2 events and trying to actually get it. It's one of the things we see as, is sort of a strategic advantage we have in terms of where we're located and having access to customers and being able to actually get direct feedback from customers and interact with them and see what they like, what they don't like. I can't tell you how many things we've changed and adjustments we've made over the years based on just talking to people and them being like, oh yeah, well, whatever, I had this happen. And, so, I did this and that made it better. And we go, oh, really? Never even heard of that before. And then you go dig into it and you're like, oh yeah, we could actually make things better if we, did this or, people using stuff, ways you didn't anticipate them using it. And you go, oh, okay, well, that's a thing. Maybe we should account for that. But yeah, it's definitely, it's fun to get out there and actually, it's, one of the things I've tried to stick to, even though my schedule now doesn't let me get to quite as many events as I used to personally, but every year I make it a point that I need to get out to at least 1 or 2 events and actually play and actually get boots on the ground and spend time talking to people and getting the pulse of the industry, and also just having fun with the game, not getting so, not have it become so much just work that I forget actually, having fun with it and having a good time, because it is fun. It's a fun hobby we have, and
that's one of the other reasons why we looked at Arena and said, okay, we had a lot of fun at our Vietnam game, Prairie Fire, where Coach got to run with Coach and Ethan. They got to run with the guys on the Viet Cong side. And Guri and Dallas got to run with the guys over on the Allied side. And so, Coach was like, we need to do another one of these. And I was like, okay. how do we do that? And he goes, well, we'll have to find an AO that lends itself for it. And I said, okay, well, we'll keep that in mind. We'll put that on the calendar. We used to play a lot of airsoft. We used to get out and play a whole lot. And then life got, life's life. It got busy.
Oh, yeah.
So in that aspect, we're right along with you, where we said, okay, starting with Gladius, we're going to make it at a point to try to get back out there, to have more contact points with the players and have fun. And so we are planning another Vietnam game in 26.
Oh, nice. Where's that going to be?
We're trying to do it in Texas because Texas has an amazing field for it.
Okay.
We got to get up there and do some coordination. So that's a big one. We're working with Centurion on a joint op later in 26 because their events are so immersive. It's hard to describe. It's more like escape room. Stuff.
Lots of role playing, lots of
what you do on Friday could kick your butt on Sunday.
Yeah.
We have fun at their events. Definitely, we've already got Serious Viking locked in. We're bringing the Little Bird for Serious Viking. We got Stonebreaker locked in for GTI in May. The Huey, clearly the players voted, and they like the Huey and they like the Little Bird, and it was like, guys, I can't have both aircraft at the same event.
Yeah.
But I think we came to a good point where we can have one at one event, one at the other.
Yeah, that's good compromise.
Yeah.
Sorry, where did you say you were having the Huey?
At Stonebreaker. At
Stonebreaker. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Just because rotary wing cost is high.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. That's an expensive piece of the total operation.
Oh yeah.
Especially
when they don't make parts for the damn thing like they used to. It's like guys buying Humvees. You're like, oh God.
You can get the Humvee relatively cheap. Taking care of it.
That's another one.
That's another thing entirely.
So working through that, and then like I said, we're gonna get a Vietnam game in there. Definitely not at the hottest point of the season.
Sure, that would be good.
We'll try to not emulate that again.
Right.
So, like I said, it'll be awesome to have. I've been hit up by the industry quite a bit to do another Vietnam game. So we will make that happen. Just because it's a hell of a lot of fun. But
yeah,
again,
I got some guys on staff here that are big Vietnam. Vietnam era junkies, and they've all done custom MTW builds with A1 uppers that they've modified and made work on the MTW and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty fun stuff.
So we're working towards that, and then so our fighting season really is fall to spring. So
right.
We've locked in a lot of our events. So there was an option of doing another Texas event in the springtime. We've got an AO in Austin, Texas that's really good.
Okay.
But again, the big ones come first. So we got our Super Bowl and our World Cup events locked in for 26.
Start filling in around them.
Yeah, and then we're definitely going to NRA show in May. That's a big one, just to see what's new from the industry.
The one in May, is that in Louisville?
It's in Houston this year.
Houston, okay.
Yeah.
When's the one in NRA show in Louisville?
I think it's next year.
Okay. Do they alternate every?
Yeah, they alternate.
Oh, gotcha. So, okay, I didn't realize they alternated.
Yeah,
okay.
Like last year was 25 was in Atlanta.
Gotcha.
The year before that, I think, was in Dallas. So we chased the NRA show because it's great because you see so many people there. You see customers.
Okay.
Whereas SHOT Show is kind of industry to industry.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I haven't been to an NRA show in a long time. I probably should hit another one of those up at some point. But
yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen more airsoft there. So
you feel like the environment there is fairly conducive to airsoft? Because SHOT Show's been
good because it's industry to industry, and it's like, okay, and that was also a chance for us to do collabs. Like, talking about the shotgun when I saw you in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's see what's going around the corner. It's like, and of course, other producers like, Sal, you're not gonna. I'm like, hell yeah, we would. Why not? It's a combat platform like no other. Yes, we're gonna put it. We already allow the AA-12. Why wouldn't we allow a better system? And so, to me, it's kind of like, do we not? So yeah, I mean, NRA is definitely on the list because that's a chance for us to bring in stuff that's not particularly related to airsoft.
Stuff that isn't already in the industry a lot.
Yeah. Like we found some pretty cool explosive stuff that Coach went and chased down. We found that at NRA.
Nice.
So, that's where we'll be for the spring. So we've got the 2 big events. We've got to get a Vietnam game locked in. And then, obviously NRA at the end of May. So, and then we have not forgotten the Midwest. We are looking to get back up to Broken Dagger up in the Midwest area, nice. Wisconsin, Minnesota. We're looking for a location up there. I got field owners that are like, hey, come do an event at my airsoft field. I'm like, guys, you already have a great following at your airsoft field. I kind of want to look for something more, more attractive.
More
especially
unique.
When you got, more unique. You got players that already play at your field every weekend. I'm looking for something that's going to be like, don't miss this.
Yeah. You're going to try to do that one further north. You're going to do it more summer months, you thinking, or still fall or spring? Oh, did I lose you?
All right. Somehow we're back. We switch sides of the screen.
Sides too.
I don't know how. Whatever.
Okay.
Giant rats jumping on the lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking at a June, July,
Yeah.
August timeframe up in the Midwest.
That makes sense. With it being further north, that's a good time to play up there. It's usually not too brutally hot. Sometimes they can get really hot up there sometimes, but usually it's pretty tolerable at that time.
And then we are looking at. I didn't want to forget because guys are going to already comment pretty quick and go. Sal, you didn't mention Hibernia. We've got the state parks in North Carolina in March. So nice. We'll definitely, Iron Fury, once we get a confirmed date with the North Carolina Parks Department, we'll get that one up there. That one's great because we're putting guys on boats and we're moving them from one part of the park to another. And this year we got 2 parks.
Nice. Yeah, I really I enjoy it's. I haven't been to that. It's that's more like woods outdoor. Yeah. I miss that, honestly. Like I played. I went up to the Gun Gamers event a couple weeks ago. There was just straight woods game, right? Like, and that's maybe there were a few structures somewhere, but I didn't see them. I don't know. It's just straight. I miss that. I had a great time. Like just having fun running through the woods, hiking up. I mean, super hilly, like just.
Yeah, and so that a lot of guys stayed away from Iron Fury last year or this year because there were no buildings, and the guys who went came back and said, "Hey, if you didn't come to this, you missed out."
Yeah, I like buildings, but to some extent, I feel like as an industry, we've almost gone a little too far that direction. It's like we've forgotten that you can just have just good terrain is really, really fun. Yeah, you're working because it's almost more 3-dimensional. Some buildings have 3-dimensional elements to them, but a lot of buildings are fairly 2-dimensional, right?
Yeah, I understand.
If you got good terrain, it's fully 3-dimensional. You're thinking like, okay, well, it's not just 2D structures that I have to work around, but I've got to worry about the elevation change and where they can see me from and where I can see them from. I really enjoy the just good old fashioned woods ball style, It's fun as long as it's a good field for it. I mean,
Right.
obviously you can have areas that don't work for outdoor play,
Yeah.
but I ran got to run my thermal for the first time there, and that was fun.
Yeah. So we're also seeing that. It's funny how real life or airsoft gets ahead of real life, where the cost of night vision was a little high, whereas the cost of simple thermal scopes got cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah.
So now you've got guys running thermals,
Yeah.
Instead of nods, and they're like, oh god. And then you see over in Eastern Europe, guys running thermals more than they're running nods. Then you see guys, I was just laughing because we were going kinetic with drones for a good while, and then all of a sudden you see it become a big thing in Eastern Europe.
Oh my goodness,
So
that whole that whole thing is crazy.
yeah,
I went to Eurosatari a year and a half ago, I guess it was now, which is a huge military trade show in where was it? It was in Paris. And good night. Most of the show was drones. It was great. Drones or anti-drones.
right.
Everything was drones or anti-drones. It was wild. From very sophisticated to literally single use, strap an explosive onto this thing and fly it at your target.
You pull out the 3D printer out of your rucksack and you're printing it. Yeah. It
is wild. And it's so the cost of doing that relative, even as a single use item versus traditional military weaponry it's peanuts. I mean, you build this drone for $20-$30 and you can fly it and strap explosives to it and fly it at your target. It's kind of scary. Not gonna lie.
But what I'm interested in now is how the cost of things in terms of optics and sensors is coming down, and you're seeing more and more players get a hold of them. Sam showed me one that's the size of an RMR that goes on a pistol, and it's a thermal.
Yeah.
And I went, this is going to change airsoft because guys are going to want to play at night.
Dude, that's the other thing. I would love to get some more good night games. I really enjoy the night play, and I feel like it's hard. And again, you run events, so you probably can tell me better than I know. But I feel like it's hard to get really good participation in a night game when you have a full day game as well.
Yeah.
It's almost like you have to structure the event around the night play if you really want people to buy in. Because otherwise everybody's worn out by the time they get to nighttime, and you get, 30% of the people out there playing, and it's just, it's not great.
Yeah. And then I think that's where Iron Knife and Iron Dagger, where we're going 24 and a half hours. We're preaching to players about pacing themselves. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And this past Iron Knife, we had probably the largest participation at night.
Nice.
And the guys just they took a pause during the day to save themselves for nighttime. And I think the weather had a lot to do with it. It's like, hey, Sal, you should really do this in November. And I went, guys,
it's gonna be cold.
It's cold, and we've tried that, and it's either cold and wet. I can be cold but not wet. I can be wet but not cold. And so we kind of kept that one in September for next year.
I think that's probably a good call. The night game, when you get exhausted and borderline hypothermic without,
it's not good. Yeah,
dude, it's. I mean, I've been in events where it got really cold, and I was 15 hours into an event, and it's borderline body just totally shutting down, uncontrollable shaking, just I can't do anything.
I bought a ticket for this. What am I doing?
Right. I paid good money to do this.
Yeah.
I think September's a better plan.
And so for Gladius, we're it's not a continuous op, it's phased operations. So battle break.
Yeah.
Night battle. And again, it's the staff, helping and lead mentor the troops to those locations, and the game picks up where it pauses. So, phase one, you're fighting, time on the objective. Okay, we're at a pause X. Okay, we take a look at the points on those boxes. That's where the game's going to pick up, post lunch. And the same thing, post dinner, it picks back up. And then on Sunday, it's a resume of the battle that paused the night before. So that's probably the right mix, because it lets players push hard for 2.5 to 3 hours, and then it's like, okay, I get a break. I know I can take a break here and feel pretty good about myself, and then recharge battery, get some air, get off my feet. Guys are like, you want to
down for a minute.
Yeah. What was it? How we want an iron dagger, Sal. We want an iron knife. And the first thing I said during the safety briefs at Iron Knife, going, remember, you asked for this, guys. 24.5 hours. Okay. And so, the guys who didn't go were like, oh, well, you guys doing one next year? Don't ask the staff too fast after the one that just got over with, because I know what the answer is going to be. It's like, no. And then we said, yeah, we'll do another one next year, because it is a lot of fun. It's a gut check.
But people gotta you can always tell when people haven't done an event like that before.
Yes,
because 2 hours before the event, they're out there in full kit with a 60-pound ruck on, and I'm sitting there going, are you kidding me? Like, there is no way. Literally at the Gun Gamers event we went to, it starts with like 1.5 miles, not exaggerating, like 1.5 miles, probably 500 feet of elevation gain ruck in. It's nuts.
Yeah.
We trucked in after everybody else, a couple hours after everybody else trucked in. We had to stop and pick up piles and piles of rucks that people just dropped about less than 1/4 mile up the hill, and some of them, I kid you, I'm not exaggerating, some of them were 60 to 80 pounds.
Yeah.
And I was I'm in decent shape. There is no chance I'm making it up that hill with that ruck. Like, it's not happening. So it's fun. It's a different thing. It'll push you. Being on your feet for 24 hours straight, with all the adrenaline cycling up and down, and it'll push you.
And that's why we do one probably every 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
We're not in a rush to do. One guy's like, you should make all your events like this. I'm like, ooh. But I think there's a good mix of gameplay where we're pushing guys for a phased operation, and then we're, at the end of the year, or at the end of the beginning of a fighting season, we'll start it off with an iron knife or an iron dagger. So, but all right, man. So, thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. We're looking forward to. I'm not going to be able to be at the one next weekend, but I know some of the guys are headed down for that one. I've got a wedding to attend on Saturday, so.
We know we're gonna. We know where you're gonna want to be at certain points of the day, but yeah, I mean, to have Wolverine at the events, it's always welcome. I know players are looking forward to seeing you guys there. So we'll definitely do a shout out from Wolverine tent there at Gladius. And then again, we always see you guys at our events, so that's a big deal for us and the players. So, guys, if you haven't checked out Wolverine, you need to go over to their Instagram, get over to their website, look at all the new stuff that they have. Rich, quality products, man. I get excited every time I go over and see what you got. So again, thanks for coming on today. Folks, if you haven't gotten your tickets for Gladius, you've got probably about 72 hours before it closes out. And then, like I said, hey, man, again, thanks for so much for coming on today, man.
Thanks for having me on, Sal. Have a good one.
All right. Hey, guys, we'll catch you at the next one.